Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's me here, Kevin the Ninja, at the Moto Dojo. It's Tuesday, we're continuing our grind, and we're just on time here for Snipe City. We have 13 now, Tempest guns done. We're out 27, oh, what's my math? 17 left to do here before we can get our Singularity camo done, and we're just having fun with these snipers. So it's been a fantastic start of the week so far. Yesterday we got that Strider 300, finally Tempest. Boy, I thought I would suffer the whole week with that sniper rifle. But we're moving on to the VS Recon today. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. If you're working out, please work out with me. Let's work out together. Jump in, let's get this. We're only doing 4 miles today, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, we're building up for our next power run. Our super marathon's going to be on Sunday. Soon, I said the 19th, and I might say maybe the 26th to give us another week of endurance and training. So we'll see if we can make that commitment, but we're just going to keep pushing ourselves without injuring ourselves. That's the most important thing. Start a workout, get into a good grind, push yourself, but gradually. You don't want to injure yourself, as we all know that injury will cost time in healing, which again takes away from your grind. So make sure when you're working out to listen to your body. Here on this channel, we don't just talk about fitness, we don't just talk about health and gaming, we talk about mental health, and we can continue that chat today because mental health is a big portion of our overall health. You could be fit, you could be, lean, mean, fighting machine, but if your mental health is suffering, then yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter if your mind is suffering that, you have a six-pack or you look really good in the mirror. If your mental health is falling behind, it shows up in other aspects and attributes of your life. So we focus on first gaining our wellness through physical health, which I would say starts with eating habits, our diet. Our diets basically are just our intake of food. The smallest thing you could do is improve the quality of food you get. Little by little, your mind will start to repair itself through the gut. So the gut takes a lot of sends a lot of signals to the brain, and if you're feeding it a lot of junk, yeah, you're going to be getting a lot of junk signals sent to the brain, which aren't helpful. So you got to realize that the body can repair itself, can heal itself, do many fine things if you allow it to be given a good, clean diet. And when I say clean, boy, I mean, stay away from those fatty fried foods. Definitely anything fried is very, very dense in calories, but like we were talking about the other day, they're empty calories and they're void of nutrients. Essentially, when you fry something, you are stripping out all of the nutrients from whatever it is. You could fry cauliflower, you could fry broccoli, but you're not getting any nutrients. They will be empty calories because you're getting from the batter and the oil, and that's it, and a little bit of fiber. But it has no nutrients or minerals because they've been stripped, they've been pulled, they've been fried out of those, pieces of vegetables. So definitely stay away from fried food. That's one aspect of eating clean. The other thing is to avoid sugar. It's hard because sugar is in everything. I mean, they put sugar in milk, for crying out loud. So yeah, you definitely want to be cautious of what you're eating day by day. So much that you're looking at the ingredients. And if it has sugar in it, discard it, throw it away. Or eat a very small amount of it. Know that, your sugar intake can be minimal, because like I said, sugar's in everything, but it doesn't have to be a majority. If the first 3 ingredients of your food contain sugar in it, throw it away, because that's how you know it's junk. So if the first 3 ingredients, really the most important of any food substance, if it contains sugar, throw it away, because that means a heavy portion of that food, heavy amount of calories, is coming from sugar. The other thing is to avoid things that are heavily processed. I'm talking about packaged food or pre-made meals, especially frozen foods. It's hard, I get it. Sometimes a hard, busy day, hard, busy work day, you're coming home and you're strapped for time, you're hungry, you don't want to spend a lot of time making a meal, but you need to eat something, right? So what's in the freezer? We have those Hungry Man meals, or those, kid cuisines that I used to eat back in the day, right? When I was a kid. Ah, man, empty calories. Unfortunately, because they're stripped of all nutrients, because they have to process them, so they're usually compromising some nutrient with sugar. So you're usually getting a lot of sugar and salt, heavy amount of salt in those packaged meals. And so that's why when you eat one of those, you'll notice you become really thirsty afterwards. You're like, wow, I'm really thirsty after eating that, Hungry Man meal. And that meal might have like 1,000 calories. And you're like, yeah, that's a solid meal. But one thing it doesn't have is a healthy amount of fat, and the good high quality fats. Because we talked earlier, fats satiate you. Fats help you to stay full sooner. It tells your brain, I am full. I'm getting enough fat, I am full. Because fat packs our energy reserves. So those are probably the 3 things to eating clean. Stay away from fried foods, stay away from heavily sugary foods, and stay away from processed foods that go in the microwave. And if I could dare say, throw your microwave away. Toss it out. The only thing I use my microwave for is to heat up plates and bowls before I serve food. That's a restaurant hack right there. You want to serve a hot meal and you want to keep it hot, serve it on a warm plate. Put it on a cold plate, you put it on a plate that's been cold, especially in the wintertime, my gosh, especially in the wintertime. You put that hot food on a cold plate, boy, it definitely, that was a good kill. It definitely cools down the food a lot sooner. And so that's unfortunate, because you just made maybe a heavy meal and my camera died. I really have to get a new webcam. I definitely chose the wrong webcam for a Mac. I need to get a Mac specific webcam. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to wreck some fools here. See if I can get at least one bloodthirsty here. And then I'll fix the camera. We'll see what happens. Alright, there's one. Alright, one more kill. And I've got one bloodthirsty, so this will be good. Let's see. Who's gonna get piped? Who's gonna get it? Oh, my teammates are so good. And they already killed my UAV. Oh no, it's still up there. Cool. Alright, let's see if I can pipe this guy. Hopefully he's coming around again. Nope. Oh, we're done. Okay. Let's see. I definitely want to get one more kill. There we go. Bloodthirsty. Alright. Let me fix this camera. And let's see if we can get back on stream here so I can get back to ranting for y'all. That work? Hey. Alright, we're back. Just gotta sometimes beat it with a stick. But we got one bloodthirsty done with this VS Recon. I seem to remember that this one was one of my favorites. Of course, the Hawker is the best sniper. Everyone knows that. The Hawker is the best sniper. But the VS Recon, I think, second best. So we just have this, the Hawker, and whatever that last one is. We already got the Strider done. I can't remember what that last sniper rifle is. But we have all snipers. Arc light. We'll just need to hit it up. Oh, come on. Oh, man. All right, let's pick up the pace. We're kind of walking here, man. We gotta train. So three keys of eating clean. No processed foods, no deep fried foods, no sugar foods. And here's how you flip them and change them up. So I said no deep fried. Easy. If you have a deep fryer, I'm sorry, it's gotta go. Throw out that deep fryer. It's garbage, okay? It's only harming you. It's only harming you. But you replace it with an air fryer, okay? So this is great. Replace it with an air fryer. That right there is going to save you so much time and effort without getting all that nasty oil and soaking it up with that breaded batter that's just going to, you're going to hold that on your waist. Because oils are not really good fats. Even the nice oils that aren't the seed oils, and yeah, I eat sesame oil on the occasion, not a lot. I use as minimal as I can. Seed oils aren't really good for us. We replace those with healthy natural fats, so butters. And if you're a meat eater, you can get that fat from animals. Oh, I got sandwich right there. So you can replace that with the fat from animals if you can. But it's hard to do that in a deep fryer, right? Because you gotta deep fry it in oil. That's why I say throw away your deep fryer and replace it with an air fryer. All right? And you just get used to not eating battered foods, which is a big step in losing some of that excess calories, those empty calories. They're not giving you nutrients. They're not keeping you full. They're in fact harming you. So those deep fried calories are empty calories, void of nutrients, added carbohydrates with unnecessary and unhealthy oils. You're just going to wear that. And it's not going to keep you full. So you replace your deep fryer with an air fryer. Second, you know how I was talking about processed food? Gotta throw that processed food out. Not everything in the freezer is a processed food. And there goes my camera again. I'm gonna beat it up here. Okay, are we back? We're back. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Cool. All right, camera. You better be nice to me or I'm gonna beat you. Not everything in the freezer is bad. Here's how I know this. Processed food, prepackaged meals, like even those fancy meals you get from like those cuisine chefs that ship you meals, pre-made meals, they're still processed. They overload them with sodium to keep them from spoiling. That's part of the packaging situation. This camera doesn't like me. It's noticing that I'm talking about some good stuff here, and it's like, nope, we're not liking you so well here. There we go. Just unplug it, plug it back in, right? We'll see how long that lasts. Those fancy chef pre-made meals that they advertise, you see them on YouTube ads or wherever, and they're showing you, oh, fancy chefs made this fancy meal. And yeah, when they make it, they look great. They look restaurant quality. But then they have to package them. What happens? They load them with sodium, artificial processing ingredients to get them to stay fresh, right? Fresh when they hit your door, months later. Because they make these, they could say, oh, we made these last week. I don't think so. They made them like a month before. They ship them to you frozen. You have to keep them frozen. And then you throw them in the microwave. So two things happen then. You're getting no nutrients or lack thereof, like low quality of nutrients, low amounts, because they have to process them. And then two, you throw them in a microwave, there goes all the nutrients right there, boom. So throw out your microwave, throw away those frozen dinners, but I didn't say all frozen food. You can buy frozen fat salmon, frozen scallops, frozen shrimp, even frozen vegetables. Here's the thing, don't put them in the microwave. I know it's like a sin, a cardinal sin to put fish in the microwave, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't put anything in the microwave, but especially not fish. Yeah, this VS Recon is super pipey, super tasty. So you throw away every processed food. You just dump it out. of your fridge. But go and buy real frozen food. Go ahead and do it. Buy frozen broccoli, or buy frozen cauliflower, buy frozen fish, shrimp, scallops. Buy them, they'll be cheaper, and you can put them in that air fryer. The air fryer heats it up with a convection method just enough to get it up to temp without stripping it from nutrients. I put frozen broccoli in my air fryer. I put frozen cauliflower in my air fryer, and frozen Brussels sprouts and frozen shrimp. Sometimes when I can afford them, the scallops. So you can do that. It's not the hardest thing, and guess what? It still tastes great. Just don't overcook it. Learn the temperature, learn the time, and your air fryer, I swear, is one of the best things that we have in our age of technology. Seriously. Like, man, if people had this air fryer 100 years ago, they might even throw out their ovens in some cases, or their stoves. Maybe we wouldn't even invented the microwave. But yeah, air fryer, convection, awesome. Here's a hack too with air fryers. Air fryers are meant for mushrooms. In my opinion, they are absolutely meant for mushrooms. Here's why. When you get a mushroom, where do they grow? Mushrooms grow in excrement, cow dung, soil, dirty stuff, right? You have to clean a mushroom, but once you clean it, you still have the water that it was sitting in order to form, and that was part of the soil, part of the substrate. What you need to do is extract that water because it's very, very gross. Like, really, the mushroom water is extremely gross. You mustn't put mushrooms right into the pan. You know, from a fresh mushroom right into the pan, even with butter and garlic. I'm sorry, it's still gonna have that really earthy taste. And I'm talking not the umami flavor, but that really earthy taste. And you don't want that. You don't want that at all. It's not good, it doesn't taste good. And you might end up over seasoning it just to try and get rid of that earthy, mucky, almost like mud water flavor. So what you do, this is the hack. You slice up your mushrooms how you want to, ingest them. This is the right size. And then, oh nice, freaking pinpoint drone. Let's see if we can latch onto that sucker. Those things wreck me more than any player, really. I hate those pinpoint drones. But really what you do is you prepare the mushroom how you want to eat it, slice it up, chop it, whatever, and then you hit that in the air fryer just for tops 5-6 minutes, and maybe 7, depending on the thickness of the mushroom, and you will get that thing stripped of all that nasty water. It'll collect at the bottom, so make sure you use one of those grates or something that keeps it out of the water so the water can fall down. And boom, now you have your vitamin D rich, mineral rich mushroom, sometimes with protein. Some mushrooms have protein, and it's ready now to be seasoned and buttered and put in your pan. So don't season it before you throw it in the air fryer. Put it in the air fryer just fresh as is, chopped. Cook it, but don't burn it. I guess it's technically hard to overcook a mushroom, depending on the mushroom for sure. And then you go ahead and use that to then put in your pan with butter and garlic. And oh yes, that is how you make mushrooms. That is how you should eat mushrooms for sure. 100%, 100%. Alright, gotta get safe. They're coming for us. Oh, that pinpoint drone, I'm telling you. Oh, that was our last kill too for our bloodthirsty. I'm tired of these pinpoint drones. Ay, ay, ay. They're wrecking us up, boys. Come on, ninjas. Where is that drone? I'm seriously getting sweaty now. I'm seriously getting sweaty. Awful, awful. I hate that noise. I hate that. Alright, get these guys. I had it ready. I was gonna get the last kill. It was gonna be beautiful. That's alright. Those pinpoint drones, I'm serious. They're awful. Hey, at least we're running with the VS Recon, one of my favorite snipes. So that was a little hack for the air fryer. Put them in the air fryer, get the water drained, and then throw them in the pan with your flavor, which is fat. Throw them in there with the nice butter and garlic, and then you can pepper it, lightly salt, and you're golden. That's how you do mushrooms. Discovered that trick like 5 years ago or 6 years ago when I bought my air fryer. I know I'm late to the air fryer game. I can't believe it. I went my whole life. Just barely got an air fryer like 6 years ago. Once I got that, and I heard somebody say, yeah, mushrooms in the air fryer. I'm like, what? Because I eat a ton of mushrooms. I probably eat mushrooms with every meal, like 100%, in some way, shape, or form. Different types of mushrooms, buttons, criminy, oyster, king oyster, shiitake, and even honey mushrooms. Man, if I could afford them, lobster mushrooms. Now, lobster mushrooms are a little different. You don't want to terribly grab all of the water out of those babies. They need a little bite in them. And so you leave them, you probably don't even throw them in the air fryer for too long. And then you can put them in your base seasoning and your mayo or whatever you're doing with your lobster rolls. You make a lobster roll. That's the best thing. So when I go to the farmer's market, when it's available, I look for those guys. Super expensive, but so is lobster. Cool. And I think it is cheaper than lobster, really, to be honest with you. Alright, where's this guy? Oh, he got skewered. You saw that. He got dropped on. Nice. Heck yeah. Alright, I'm hanging back because they're kind of getting into our... Yep, we're spawn flipped. We are spawn flipped. Let's get ripped. Come on. Let's get ripped. Oh, my drone again. I'm telling you, it's the drone. We are cursed by the pinpoint drones. My goodness. Okay. We'll get that kill back. Alright, so air fryers replace deep fryers. What replaces sugar? Sugar's in everything, right? Yeah, you really gotta read labels. You really gotta stay clear of all that sugar nonsense. All that junk, man. Everywhere. Sugar this. And you know it's got sugar in it. If you see something that says fat-free. If it says fat-free, you know it's loaded with sugar. 100%. 100%. So how do you replace sugar? You don't. That's the hard answer. The easy answer is you find something like stevia, a natural sweetener like stevia. Let me get some water here. Pick up the temp. We gotta pick up the tempo. Find something like stevia. Now, if you like sodas, don't go for the artificial sweeteners. Those ones are rancid with chemicals beyond our comprehension. They taste sweet for reasons unknown. So even, yes, the Diet Coke, aspartame, all that garbage. Poison. Stevia. The stevia leaf. It's a natural leaf found in nature. You didn't have to create it in a lab. And it's just as sweet as sugar. But check this. It doesn't contain sugar. It doesn't give you insulin spikes. That's the main thing. Insulin spikes attributed to all forms of inflammation. You wake up sore, your muscles are tight, you're inflamed. Yeah, that's because you had too much sugar the night before. Or even after a couple hours after a meal. Eat a big meal with a lot of sugar in it, a lot of carbs. Yeah, you're gonna be inflamed. So instead, you start with your soda. I think majority of calories comes from what you drink. Most people, when they go on diets, they're like, oh, I'm gonna cut my meals in half. I'm gonna eat more salads. I don't eat salads, guys. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat salads because usually you have to put it with some cream or sauce with sugar or fat in it, and I'm okay not having that. I get my vegetables in other sources. I don't eat salads. 2, those sugary drinks are everywhere. So every time somebody cuts meals or cuts the amount of food they're getting, they usually replace it with drinks. And everyone's drinking sodas. Everybody is drinking sodas, like everywhere. It's just the thing to do. And even the diet sodas, but check this out. The brain is super smart. When it takes in an artificial sweetener, it still processes it like sugar. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Give me anybody that has switched from regular Coke to Diet Coke. Have they lost weight? No, they haven't. No, they have not. Okay? And it's sad because we're being sold that diet sodas help you lose weight. The brain I guess it tricks us in a way. The brain says, no, it's sweet, it's sugar, I'm getting sugar, I'm processing it like sugar. Insulin spike, boom, boom, boom. You still get insulin spikes from Diet Coke. Holy cow. Now, you don't get them as much. Most certainly no, you don't. But you still do. Someone very close to me is type 1 diabetic, and they switch to Diet Coke, but they can't have a lot of it because it still spikes their insulin. So check this out. It's still not working. It's still not giving them the benefit of having low glycemic index and no insulin spikes. It still gives them some that they have to watch out for. So it's awful. Awful, awful, awful. Instead, switch to stevia. And there are these sodas called Zevia, Z-E-V-I-A, and those are the ones you need. They are the natural formed stevia leaf sweetener found in nature, and it doesn't give you an insulin spike, doesn't have any sugar, and it still tastes sweet. So, I rest my case. We live in one of the best times to be alive. One of the best times to be alive right now because we have all this technology. Think about it, even just 30 years ago, it was just diet soda. Oh, you get me on a diet, you drink diet soda. Aspartame and all that garbage. No, we're not doing that. We're smarter. 2026 means we're smarter. Oh man, we're spawn flipping. These guys are too. I spawn flipped right as I was going back to my spawn, hoping I was going to be safe. Oh well. So we dump out the sugary crap, starting with your drinks. Most people going on diets don't give up their soda. You have to stop drinking that soda. You really do. Seems like, man, almost more than half of our calories and sugar comes from soda. So people are literally drinking their calories. They say, well, I didn't eat a lot, so I'm going to lose weight. But if you're going to finish that 24-ounce soda, yeah, you're not going to be losing anything. So start with your drinks. Start hydrating. It's a weird concept, I know, but you give your body enough water and it's fine. Your body's going to be okay. In fact, I dare say that sometimes when you're hungry, you are really just thirsty. It's really just the body saying, I'm thirsty. But we recognize it as hunger, and so we say, okay, yeah, I need to eat something. There we go. Trying to get this guy. You know, I need to eat something because, well, it's noon, and everybody eats at noon. You know, guys, I run during my lunch break. This is my lunch break. This is my lunch hour. I work out. I don't eat. I don't even drink a heavy soda, nothing like that, no junk. And so what happens is, I've trained my body to be like, no, you see, I control my mind and my body. We're ninjas. We are masters of ourselves and our environment, even our food environment. We stop those signals. When the signals say, hey, I'm hungry, or hey, I need salt, or I need sugar, we say, no, you're getting 16 ounces of water, and you're done. And you feel better. When you hydrate, you feel so much better. So yeah, look at the ways that you can improve your health simply by drinking the right fluids. Strip out all that nonsense, throw away all those sugar sodas. They're not good for you. Now, do I still have a beer every night? Yes, I still have a beer every night. I sip it slowly while I make it dinner, and then I finish it while I'm eating dinner. And it's great. I can maintain that. It's just the right amount of carbs, and yes, alcohol, sugars, but that's it. That's like my dessert, I would say, because I don't really eat dessert unless I'm really, really needing it, which is my tablespoon of peanut butter, and that satiates me and says, okay, I got enough protein, got enough fat, got a little bit of sugar in there, and I'm good. I don't wake up inflamed. I don't wake up with puffy eyes and sore hands. No. This is the way we take back our health and our minds from the rot of sugar. That's it. It's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. 3 keys of eating clean. I talked about the 3 keys of optimal health: autophagy, ketosis, insulin sensitivity. Yeah, eating clean goes heavily into that. Heavily into insulin sensitivity. And then fasting goes into autophagy. And then ketosis means cutting out all sugar and carbs. as much as you can and just eating protein and fat with a lot of healthy vegetables and fiber. See if we can shoot this guy down. Man, we gotta start on these rocket launchers one day. Not looking forward to them. They're gonna be kind of spicy. Alright, let's see if we can get some more shots off here. Trying to get 2 more bloodthirsties. Just 2 more is what we need. 2 more bloodthirsties. We're good. Let's get out of here. Get 1 shot off and then go check our spawn. Because I swear they've been spawning, flipping us left and right. Okay, we're still here. Cool. Watch for any stragglers coming. Here we go. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, 3 Ks of clean eating, no sugar, no fried foods, and no processed food. There goes that guy getting me back. Good job, dude. Good job. And you will feel better as a result. And that is 1 piece to the mental health puzzle. If you feel better by diet alone, that's 1 step. That's 1 piece in helping your mental health. If you don't feel good, 1 area, like mentally, if you don't feel good mentally, like, man, I just feel like so sad or so confused or depressed and angry, I get angry often, look at what you're eating. What are you eating? Are you eating foods that make your body angry, so to speak? I'm not saying you eat junk and it's going to make you angry. No, that goes deeper into your psyche and probably your child upbringing, and because of your emotional responses and this and that. I'm not going to give you psychology 101, but I am going to say a piece of restoring your mental health, not the whole picture, but just 1 piece, is going to be better eating. You eat better, your mind will improve as a side effect. You eat clean, healthy food, give the body what it needs, lots of water, lots of healthy proteins, lots of nutrients in your vegetables, no fried foods, no sugary foods, and your body as a result will wake up feeling that much better. You will have that much more energy throughout the day. Your digestion will be so much better. I can say I've had my fair share of doctor's visits for intestinal, digestive issues, and 2 factors. What was I eating and my stress levels. Yeah, our stress levels make our bodies produce that poison, that cortisol, and that as a result was tearing me up, like really. So I'm trying to lower my stress, but I'm also eating a heck of a lot better. And there I found the key to not going to the doctor's office every month or every other month. I'm done doing that. I'm gonna eat better and I'm gonna stress less. Oh gosh, that shotgun getting us. Good gun. I wanted to get the beacon map. That's a good sniper map. This one's got a little tasty, oh, I got one. This has got a little tasty corners and people to side swipe you in. But it's really tricky to get these snipe shots off here. Come on. Where are they? Show me where they are, huh? Let's go incognito for a second. We might be, oh, we're done. And dead last. Physical exertion, necessary stressing the body through exercise, is another big example of another piece to restoring mental health. Mental health is complicated, but it's not impossible. Mental health is so many variations that bubble up to the surface from the human experience, and it's subjective. Not all people stress the same. Not all people have the same mental health situation. We just don't. And that's okay. Oh man. Vertigo, Express. Express is pretty tasty. Let's see if we can jump into that. But really, exercise, necessary stress, physical exertion is another piece of restoring mental health. Because a lot of times, in fact, I would dare say, anybody over 10,000 days old, anybody past 27 and a half years, has anxiety. It's just what happens when you get older. You start having more life changes. Hopefully you have more responsibility, and you have more stress compounded by work and life as a side effect. But I dare say, anxiety for adults is hidden, untapped, unused energy. When we stress or anxiety, we are causing our minds to try to use that energy in some way that we can't. We're thinking about the future, which makes us anxious. The future doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is right now. Right now. And the more we think about the now, the less we think about the past, less we think about the future, and the less anxious we are. So I dare say for adults, once you hit 10,000 days old, you have an obligation to use that stress. That's it. You use that stress, use that anxiety in a workout. You have to literally work out your stress. All right, so nobody's getting pipey. That makes me sad. Oh, there's one. There's one. You have to use that anxiety. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself taking on excess stress, excess mental noise that your body doesn't need, and it's going to come up in cortisol levels, and it's going to make you gain weight, even though you're really strict on your diet, you're strict on your lifestyle change. You know, when you do that, yeah, you really have to be careful, because you're just going to be robbing the body of healing. Because cortisol, when you're producing stress, the body's unable to heal. That's one thing that we're not really talked about so much. When we are stressing, when we are producing cortisol, we can't heal. Not nearly as properly as we should, even while we sleep. So people that can't sleep, they're not healing the body. Oh man, somebody very close to me is having really difficulty, hard problems sleeping, and I know it's weighing on her because she's not able to heal. And everyone needs to heal. It doesn't matter if you're working out, it doesn't matter if you work a sit-down job or stand-up job. You don't need a night of sleeplessness that is only gonna cost your body and your brain. Oh man, this guy's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. Ah, he got me. Fair and square. Good job, bro. Let's see if he's still there. Nope, my friend got him. Good job, bro. We don't need to rob our minds and body of healing because we're stressing and we're anxious about the future. Instead, take it one day at a time. Breathe. Breathing is a way to reduce cortisol and stop the body from producing it. Breathing. I could argue and say that most everything in our life is breath. Spirituality, the actual meaning of the word spirituality means the breath of life. The etymology of spirituality means breath of life. Think about that now. We could talk about spiritual health on the next stream, but now we're talking about reducing cortisol for our overall well-being. Using that anxiety, working out our emotional problems, getting through life one step at a time, literally, but not focusing on 80 steps ahead or 80 days ahead. It's not going to matter. You can't control it. You're not going to be able to maintain it or change it right now. The only thing you can change is right now. And that's why I say, if you do one thing today that benefits tomorrow, do it today. Like, do it now. Because you're going to be thanking yourself next week, next month, next year, saying, man, I'm so glad I started that one healthy habit. Because you're not going to lose 80 pounds today. But you can lose 80 pounds in a year if you start one simple act of discipline today. You're not going to see immediate changes. Don't give up. Don't stress. Put one foot in front of the other. Have a discipline, form it, and be selfish of it. Be selfish of your health, and you will come out on top. You will. You are responsible for your physical well-being. You are the owner of your health, both mental, physical, and spiritual. And you are the only one that can change it. Like I said, doctors, physicians, coaches, YouTubers, streamers, we're getting you this far. We're just giving you this little boost. It's up to you to form a discipline. Don't stay motivated, stay disciplined. Get motivated to get that pair of running shoes. Get motivated to join that gym or that club or that dojo. Get motivated to sign up for a health clinic or a health discussion. And get motivated to say, okay, now I'm going to apply that knowledge, that learning, into my daily life. And that's how, right there, that is how you're going to form a life-changing discipline. So you find a discipline from just a little bit of motivation. But guess what? We talked about this before and how you cannot rely on motivation alone. Don't worry about those days that you say, I don't feel motivated, or I don't feel like it. I don't feel like eating healthy today, or I'm just gonna tear down this pizza all by myself, or I'm gonna pull out that bag of chips and eat the whole bag of chips and then have an unhealthy dinner because I'm so stressed, right? You're compounding misery with an injury. You're going to be in worse shape because the stress, the cortisol, is not helping you, it's hurting you, retaining that weight, and you're not able to heal and recover. You're going to feel worse. That instant gratification that you get from your taste buds being satisfied is not worth the weight that you carry, both in your mind and in your body. So instead, form a discipline that says, I am going to eat healthy every day this week. I am going to make 7 healthy dinners regardless of how I feel. And that right there is going to change my life one day at a time. You're not going to be feeling the benefits like, I ate a cup of broccoli last night, some chicken, a little bit of rice, healthy fats. No, you're not going to wake up the next morning feeling, I'm cured. You're going to feel a little bit better. And you keep doing that type of stuff every day, day by day, and you're going to feel a little bit better every day. Guess what? 365 of those days, you're going to start to feel really good. You're going to start to say, you know what? I don't need this medication. Or I don't need to follow up with the doctor. I could just say to the doctor, hey, I changed my eating habits and my mental health has improved. Or whatever. I'm not saying don't take your medications. I'm not saying stop going to the doctor. But wear some of that health burden, if not a lot of it, on yourself to be personal and be responsible of it. Be selfish of your health. When you do that, your mind, your body, everything changes. But change happens really small. There's a lot of fads out there. I love saying it because diets die. Diets are short-lived. Fads fade away. Fads come and go. A lifestyle change lives with you. That's a good way of saying it. Diets die, fads fade, lifestyle changes live with you. You carry them because those are your changes that you make that are long lasting because it's now become your life. When a fad fades, what happens to you? Do you fade with it? Do you stop that discipline just because, the Atkins diet is no longer popular? Who cares if it's popular? It worked. The Atkins diet back in the 90s had something. It had low carb, high protein, high fat, and everyone gave it crap. And it worked. It was one of the things that worked. And people said, whatever, I'm not buying into it, or it didn't work for me. How long did you try it? 3 days? 1 day? 3 hours? No, you gotta stick with it for months. At least 3 months for it to become hardened. That's a discipline. You do something for 3 months, 90 days. That's why they say, most gym memberships that they buy in December fall out at the beginning of March. Because they get really motivated saying, oh man, I ate too much candy in October. Then I ate too much food in November. Then I ate too much candy and food in December. And here I am, July or January 1st, going, I need to make a change, so I'm gonna buy that membership, that gym membership. but they're just motivated just enough to buy the gym membership, but they haven't formed the discipline. They haven't formed the want to say, this is my life, I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. And getting to the gym is only partway there. Like I said, working out is probably 25% of physical health. The other 75% of physical health is what we eat. It's our intake. So they get motivated, they go to the gym, but they eat the same crap because they think it's worth it. Now I can eat the pizzas, the burgers, the fries, the fat food, like the really bad fat food, fried food, sugary crap. I'm still drinking, 64 ounces of soda a day, but I'm going to the gym for half an hour, 3 days a week. You're not going to be losing any weight as an adult. You're not fooling anybody. What you're doing is you're padding gyms through January and March, and then you're dipping out because you're like, I don't see any changes, or I become unmotivated. Right there. You become unmotivated, and there it goes. So instead of latching on to motivation as your long-term strategy, no, you become selfish and you say, I am forming this discipline. This discipline is with me for my entire life because now it's my lifestyle. Yeah, I used to be a gym rat. Yeah, I used to be in the gym every day, 5 days a week, going for an hour a day and lifting weights and running. And I felt like my part-time house was at the gym, which was kind of like tasking my relationships at home, and it was just it wasn't sustainable because I was motivated saying, no, I have to be at the gym for X amount of hours a day, so many days a week, 5 days a week, otherwise I'm not going to hit my goals. But what happened was I ended up gaining weight because I was drinking the muscle milk, the sugary proteins, that garbage muscle milk, and I was still eating the same crap. And that's when I started turning 27 years old. I realized, man, I was at the dojo 4 days a week for 2 to 3 hours a night, and here I am, supposed to be in my prime, my 20s, still late 20s, and I was gaining weight. I was a fat black belt, which was dishonor, disgrace. If you're a fat black belt, you gotta get up, you gotta do something. Stop stress eating so much. I know you are. Stop stress eating, because I was too. You gotta put the cake down. You can't burn calories like you did in the past. You have no metabolism. Stop lying to yourself. So I'm only calling out the black belts out there because we have a discipline that has been ruined by food culture. So you stay away from culture altogether. Culture says, well, you need dessert at the end of every meal. You need, to eat 3 times a day plus snacks and dessert. That's food culture. Brought to you by the food industries, the big food corporations that sell you carbohydrates and sugar and salty stuff. So you say, no, I'm selfish over my health. I don't need a culture. I don't need a gym. I don't need a buffet. I don't need all these things that tell me I should be or shouldn't be this. All I need to remember is that my health is my responsibility. My health is my own. I'm in control of it. And that's not a culture. That's very personal. Having your health and really figuring out how the body works, your body, that's personal. Nobody's body works the same. If it did, we'd all be slim. We'd all be fit because we'd be like, wow, this worked for me, and man, it works for you too because you just eat at this time and have this lifestyle. Not everyone has the same lifestyle. Come on, everyone has different lifestyles, different jobs, and yeah, we need to get out of that mentality of having, I don't know, so-called a fanfare or fan club of people that do the same stuff as us. It's weird to say that, but you kind of need to be a ninja in today's world, that you do the shadow work. You work on your own shadow and you evolve. And as a side effect, society evolves. Because if you have disciplined ninjas, disciplined members of society, individuals that are healthier, smarter, humbler, more humble, then you have, as a result, a side effect, a healthy society, a more disciplined society. That's how you create a world change, by first creating inner change. Inner peace reverberates out into world peace. So start becoming your own king of your ship, basically, your captain of your ship, king of your domain, captain of your ship. Do all those things because you're the only one that can. You're the only one that can. Nobody else can save you but yourself. Alright, that is enough for today's discussion. I think we've touched a lot of great points, and ultimately, it feels good to get to a level where you can do things over and over again, challenge yourself day by day, because you're hitting small milestones, small markers, small goals every day. You know, like the worst thing I could do to myself is have an injury, because that takes me off of my discipline. You know, if I sprain my ankle and I can't run, oh boy, there goes my quality of life right there, like a big portion of it. There goes my mental health. A big portion of mental health is spent here on this treadmill, or out on the trail running, or walking my dog. If I can't do those things, man, my mental health dips. If I am continually eating garbage. Okay, so we just had Freedom Weekend here in America, 4th of July. I had a ton of burgers and hot dogs, vegan style of course, but I noticed eating the fried potatoes that I made wore me down. I could instantly tell by day 2 that I wasn't feeling 100%. I realized, you know what, it's okay to do this once in a while, but boy, I can't imagine how bad I would feel if I was doing this every day. If I was putting that stuff in my body every day, all those carbs, oh my gosh, man, I would not be able to run every day, that's for sure. So I had that experience, I had that freedom, I had that little simple enjoyment, and I said, you know what, I'm back on the broccoli game, you know, I'm back on making lots of vegetables, heavy nutrients and vegetables here, because they're the only things that can really make me feel really good. So yeah, look at ways that you can improve your diet simply by increasing the nutrients and minerals. Stay away from bad fat foods, stay away from fried foods altogether, stay away from sugary junk, stay away from processed foods, and your health will improve, and your mental health will have that missing piece, one of the missing pieces, restored. That's what it takes, and just master of ourselves and our environment. I just got hit by a train. Don't do that. Don't step in front of trains, guys. That's the worst thing you can do. You could be eating healthy, working out, 5 days a week, and you get hit by a train. So look both ways, kids. Look both ways. Dang, that guy is so tight. Just a quarter pounder. Man. Alright, we are done with this run, guys. We are done. We are done with this match. Man, what a good run. We got one bloodthirsty done with this VS Recon. We're feeling good. Tomorrow, we'll hit another. I'm sure of it. But that's the goal. We hit it today. That was a good run. Good stream, everybody. Thanks for listening to me rant about health. But it's the one thing I could say that I'm truly passionate about in life. Yeah, I love video games. Yeah, I love working out. But overall health and well-being, that's my life. That is part of who I am. A big part of who I am. I'm a healthy guy, so to speak. But I would often argue, I'm not a healthy guy. I just really understand now and really finally get it. How the body works. I finally get it. And when you figure something out, something that, may have plagued you for years, it feels really good to get there. It feels really, really good to get there. Because then you could say, wow, I don't have to worry about, gaining a lot of weight or whatever, because now I know how the body works. I know exactly what to give it. It's like, man, if you're putting sugar in your gas tank and you're like, why is my car not running or performing like it used to? And then you stop putting sugar in it and you're like, wow, instantly it revs just fine. It idles great. All these things. Yeah, that's how your body is. Your body's an engine. Your mind is the computer. Anyway, we have got our goal. 4 miles done. We are out of here, ninjas. We're back to our daily grind. But again, if I could give you one piece of advice, is to find little parts of your life, to find areas in your diet that you can change, that you can control. And yeah, I think you can control a lot more than we think. Strip out sugar, strip out fried foods, and strip out processed foods. Start there before you start limiting foods, before you start fasting, and get more water. True hydrations. Get out that soda, chuck it out the door, dump it out in the street. As always, it's a privilege and honor for me here, Kevin the Ninja, to be running and gunning on the Moto Dojo. We're victorious in our 4 miles. We'll see you guys tomorrow for yet another monster run as we grind for our next marathon. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We've earned it. Let's get it.